Community development is at our core. It's also a way of working that empowers individuals and groups of people to make changes in their community on issues that affect them.
Providing, outlets for learning and engagement, all of those things are incredibly important, and the neighbourhood houses do that very well. It's quite an exciting and interesting thing that people can be a part of, and then sometimes people go, well, I want to actually be involved in the decision making about some of these things. I think one of the pillars of any good sort of governance, if you like, or a good board and how it operates is absolutely acknowledging that it is a team and that everyone has a role. So you might be a committee or board member in a general sense, and understanding that you have duties, and often there will even be a policy or a statement about what that role is. And it's things like making sure you've read your papers before, that you come prepared to make decisions, that you treat everybody else with respect, and it is about being open and honest and transparent, that you're able to ask questions, and if you don't feel comfortable making decisions, that you can say that and say, can we get some more information and maybe discuss this next time or out of session.
Neighbourhood houses are local community assets formed as legally incorporated associations. They're run by local volunteers on a not-for-profit basis, and they don't align themselves with any political party or religion. They promote community spirit and belonging and include everyone through open-door access.
Yeah, community ownership of projects is really important, especially in the space we're talking about. And so that it's sort of two-way, I think, in neighbourhood houses. So it's the community saying this is what we'd like you to do and help us to do, and it's also sometimes it's the houses saying, hey, someone's told us this, would you like to come to a meeting and come and discuss it and see how we might all get this to happen?
Neighbourhood houses work to connect their communities, support people, create opportunities and identify and promote local leadership.
And that's really important for all boards to look around the table and make sure that there are a diversity of opinions around the table. And in our communities, in neighbourhood houses, that's just as important because we are there to represent the community. That can be difficult. Often we look around the table and it's people like us, whoever that might be, and if it's too similar, then that's time to look further afield and invite other people.
It's really important people don't impose their views and don't say this is what we're doing, but rather in any sort of strategic planning or any planning at all, that you go to your community and say, what is it you would like us to do? What are your ideas? What are the things you think we're doing well? What should we do more of? What should we stop doing? I think that those three questions are pretty good in community development aspects.
The art of leadership is about bringing people with you and encouraging them to be actively involved. You can't issue orders and expect others to automatically fall into line.
I think a good leader in the neighbourhood house context is someone that works well with many different people from lots of different backgrounds, people who are pretty good at communicating and in different ways. So, whether that's face-to-face or through emails and newsletters, and someone who's also very clear about where they're headed or where the neighbourhood house is headed and is able to sort of provide opportunities for input and then reviews what's being done. So it's sort of like they're happy with cycles.
Sometimes you'll see leaders who are pursuing their own agenda, and that's not what a true leader does. A true leader's there, particularly around a board that's a collaborative organisation working on behalf of the community. Our attention needs to always be focused on what is in the best interest of the community, what is it that we are deciding together as an organisation, and focusing on that rather than pushing individual agendas too much.
Neighbourhood houses are growing by responding to the needs of their local communities.
In 20 years, Oakines has grown from a small group of volunteers to an organisation that welcomes the whole community. We have regular programs of activities. We have a food co-op, a community garden, and now we have a film society.
We have a program where we teach people that can't get driving lessons, haven't got a parent or that. It's been such a success that the RACT has given us a grant to provide professional lessons for those people.
Let's consider what's wrong with the top-down style of leadership. In this scenario, you have a very energetic new board member who believes they know what is best for your community and is not listening to some rumblings of unhappiness from your volunteers. How do you steer the new board member into being more aware of the role that community development principles play in how the house operates?